What's up there, guys? This is adjusting camera mode. This is Vanguard vlogs with your boy Justin J from. Okay, I'm just gonna do the video. Here today with a special buddy fight deck profile. Actually, this is just my nice buddy fight deck box that I got from a very lovely man on eBay who got this at a very fun trade show, I'm sure. But anyways. This is a Gold Paladins Liberator deck, starting with Wingal Liberator. Many people have complained to me that this is not a great starter. I disagree because I hit the camera with my card. No, I disagree because I run 4 Blaster Blade Liberators in this deck, and it's just sort of, that's what it's for. It fits. It's never a bad time to retire your opponent's rear guards. That's how I say it. Okay. I have 3 Flogal Liberators, which I think is a very nice art card, and a very, it's a normal stand trigger, but I like it. I'll explain why I run stand triggers in a little bit. Same with these 3 Armored Liberator Gwydion draw triggers. Next, we have 4 Elixir Liberators, which is the normal heal trigger. And then to round off the triggers, we have 6 critical. 3 are from the trial deck. They're the Strike Liberator, which I just think is the goofiest looking art ever. It looks like he tripped and is trying to make his fall look cool. It's not really working for me. And Liberator of Hope Epona, who's the one that came in the BT10 packs. I guess objectively I like the art on this one more, but they're both the same. They're both fine. For the grade 1s, I have 3 Little Liberator Marins, which comes in the trial deck. It's a good lone starting attacker. I could run 4, but I run 3 because I run 2 Fast Chase Liberator Josephus. This actually isn't one, but I don't know where my other one is right now because I just made this addition to the deck, but I run 2 of him. I run 2 of him because it's one of these principles of deck building that I feel like maybe I'm crazy for following it, but I like it as he has an ability that is both good and costs something that nothing else in the deck costs. There's no other cards in this deck that have a Soul Blast powered ability, so I thought, hey, why not use them? Then I have 4 of the new Perfect Guards, which I think is one of the coolest looking Perfect Guards. Let me get a good close-up shot of that. Yeah, fantastic. And 3 of the 10k booster. 3 of the 10k booster. Future Liberator Lulu. Also a very nice card. Also from the trial deck. Oh yeah, I guess this was from the trial deck. This is not from the trial deck. Neither is this, but this is. And Zoom Down Eagle is also. It's the 10k Interceptor from the trial deck. 2 10k Interceptors. I try to run those in all decks. Another good lone attacker. Also a very good card from the trial deck, Liberator of Royalty, Fallon. Sounds very phallic, if you know what I mean. Maybe I'll edit in some music there. You may never know. Unless you watch the video. This is Liberator of Flute Escrad. This is where the deck starts to come out of the woodwork, because other than the grade 3s, these were the hardest cards to get. Now, after I get through the rest of this, I'm going to explain that this is probably the most valuable card in the deck, objectively, but we'll get to that. And finally, 4 Blaster Blade Liberators, whose effect is great, and he's a Liberator, and, he just fits. Frankly, I think of all the Blaster Blade and Blaster Darks, this is probably the lamest art, even though it has the coolest foiling, which is, it's a mixed bag. And finally, grade 3 lineup, very simple. 4 of the Solitary Liberator Gancelot, which is the Break Ride, the main card of the trial deck. And reaching really far and making strange noises, is 4 Liberator of the Round Table Alfreds. In the front, if you'll notice, is an SP, which I pulled in a pack the very most recent time I opened Vanguard packs. It is absolutely gorgeous and would have been very expensive. I'm glad I didn't try to buy it because I'm not an idiot. Not that people who buy SPs, if you are willing to shell out the money for it, it's cool. I never really go out of my way to get them. Now the focus of this build is, as you can probably tell, get out Escrad, get out all the rear guards just with Escrads, and then use Liberator of the Round Table Alfred to just steamroll through. And you know, if you have the time, you can break ride and re-ride him a couple times. The reason for some of the grade ones, Josephus lets you draw a card when you call him. So if you call him with Escrad, he's great. If I was more focused on the other way to build this deck, I would have 4 of him. At the moment, I think 2 is fine. That's the main strategy. I think one of the reasons I like it is because it's a very, very simple build, as in it's literally just one strategy, one way of going about it, and it's not very difficult to pull off. It's not like what is that? The Dauntless and the Hellfire Seal Dragon Blockade Inferno, where you gotta stand and restand, and it's so much work, right? I know. So yeah, it's an easy way to go about things, which I kind of like. And you know, I may be kind of stammering about this. Maybe I'm talking too boldly and brashly. But of the matches I've played, I've only lost with this deck 2 out of maybe 25, 30 matches, which makes me feel very confident. But you know, who am I to talk? Now, the reason I run the 3 stand triggers at all instead of just running more crit triggers, because I could run like Flame of Victory or something like that, is because if I get the opportunity, Escrad's ability only costs 1. I could attack with him, Vanguard attack, re-stand him, do his ability potentially a second time. Which isn't like it's not a confirmed like good late game strategy, because it has to be called to an open rearguard circle. But when you first get to him, especially if it's Vanguard and rearguard, you play 2 of him, you can fill up your field in 1 turn. It gives you a big advantage both in your hand, because you don't have to play as many cards from your hand, and on the field. Now, in this other build, where I could potentially run 8 stand triggers, and instead of these or these, I could run a bunch of Escrads and Mage of Calamity trips. The duality being, one side you have Trip, one side you have Escrad, and even if you're playing a deck with a lot of retiring, Trip lets you do a damage flip, Escrad lets you counterblast to top deck. So it's like a combo strategy. That said, for that to work, I would have to run more stand triggers, and that is not really conducive with the rest of the deck, as it were. But as it stands, this deck is very, very good. I also, where is it? I'll run over and get it for you guys really quick, and I'll play some elevator music while I'm gone. Okay, I'm back. To go with all this, I got the Alfred mat, which is probably the coolest mat of all the standard Vanguard mats. I do realize I just shoved it over all of my cards. I'm going to slowly pick those up as I'm talking. So yeah, at the time being, I'm a very irresponsible Vanguard player. I'm running like 13 different decks. I don't play all of them regularly. This is my most played, followed by one of my new Narukami decks, but I'm really developing a fondness for the fact that this deck is doing so well. I was kind of taken aback. I mean, I guess I understand it, because at a higher level of play than I'm at, because I'm at, you know, like tournaments from time to time, not like big time stuff. At a higher level of play, pretty much the 9 world finalists, if you didn't know, the World Championships of Vanguard for 2013 recently happened. Most of them used Narukami, but the top 2 guys used Nova Grapplers and the End with Break Ride, which was a little bit surprising for me. Not because, I mean, I understand that Narukamis are really good, but I didn't know that those other 2 were as relevant. But still, I think this deck is very consistently good, but not necessarily the best deck that's out there. Also, quickly, since I have it with me, I want to show you, oh, I didn't even show you these. I'm using the Gancelot sleeves on here with the full art. I think they look fantastic. Over here, I got some Galaxy Booster sleeves. I thought I'd leave that because that is the next deck I plan on building when these cards come out. Anyways, I'll check back with you crazy cats later. L as in later, backwards L as in loser. I mean, that's the other way. Love you.